Chicken and dumpling soup is supposed to be simple, but somehow people make it way harder than it needs to be. So today, I'm making a super easy version with 3 ingredient dumplings that actually turn out soft and perfect. Let's cook. Let's mise en place all our ingredients first. I have some carrots, I have some celery, I have some garlic, I have some white onion. I'm just gonna do some chippy chopping on those. And you do want to chop these down and have them be finished size. We're not blending the soup away. The more uniform these pieces are, the more evenly they're going to cook and the better the soup is going to taste. So I'm just going to do like a julienne on the carrot, and then I'll go back on that carrot and do like cubed or a brunoise as it's called. Got some celery. Slice those down kind of into thirds here. So that was 2 stalks of celery, 1 carrot. I got 1 smallish onion here, some garlic, whatever your heart feels. I like garlic, you know I like garlic. 2, 4, 6, 8 cloves. Smash. And I'm gonna do like a smaller mince on this garlic. This soup is nostalgic for me. My grandma would do something very similar. She would do dumplings, and then this would be her version. She would finish it with like an egg. I remember eating this one when I was sick. It was just packed with vegetables. It was also kind of hearty. And then I met my wife. My wife is half Italian, half German, and her Oma also made a very similar dumpling soup. So this is kind of like a version of the 2. You can use bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. I find that is a little bit better because we are gonna sear the chicken first. You're gonna get a nice crispy skin. You're gonna render out all that fat in that chicken. It's going to flavor this soup so much better. I didn't have time to go out and get some, so I'm gonna use just chicken thighs skinless and bone out already. Get this pot heated up because we are gonna sear the chicken. I wanna get some color on this chicken first, and then we'll go in with our vegetables and sweat those out and everything. So we'll get this on like a medium low heat. Gonna give these a light seasoning of some salt and pepper. And the good thing about this is you can make this your own. This is like a classic mirepoix, right? So you got the onions, the celery, carrots. That's classic in most stocks that you're gonna do. I've done it where I've added things like red bell peppers. I've done like jalapenos if I want kind of like a spicier version. You can kind of play with the vegetables that are in it. You can use like green onions, scallions. This is just the basic workings of this dish. The main star of the show is those dumplings, which I'm gonna show you how to do. Got a bowl, and I just got some all-purpose flour for this. It's about 1 cup, which is 120 grams. If you want exact recipes and measurements, everything is in the description below. So make sure you check that out. We are gonna go with baking powder and about 1 teaspoon, which is 4 grams. I'm just gonna incorporate those dry first. I am going to season this. Salt is a seasoning, not an ingredient. Just a little pinch of salt goes a long way, people. And then we're gonna go in about a 1/2 cup, which is 120 grams of heavy cream. Similar to my biscuit recipe, if you haven't checked that out, you can check it out after this video, but the heavy cream and the flour are the same by weight. So just depending on how many dumplings you wanna make, you can just up this recipe by just keeping the flour and the heavy cream the same, and then just doubling or tripling your baking powder. I'm gonna start with that and mix that up and see where we're at consistency-wise. So that's kind of what you're looking for there. It's tacky and sticky. You'll be able to like spoon them in the soup, but that's what you want. And now the possibilities are endless on something like this. My nonna would add like Parmesan cheese to this. Sometimes she would add like maybe some green onion, would be fantastic. For the purpose of this video and the 3 ingredients, I'm gonna keep these very, very standard, and just these are my dumplings. You can put these in the fridge to make it easier to work with. When we're ready to drop these in the soup, you can pre-roll these all out like this, but I'm just literally just take like 2 spoons and grab a little bit and then just slop it off with like another spoon. I'm gonna stick this in the fridge while we build the base of the soup. Pan is warmed up nicely. Let's get some olive oil. Just gonna go right in with our chicky thighs. I got 8 thighs here. You can use more, you can use less. I'm also gonna crowd the pan. Doesn't matter for this one, because mainly I just wanna get a nice color on one of the sides, and then I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna put them back in once we have like the stock and everything. So the base. I'm gonna season the back sides, so a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper, and we're gonna let those go for about 5 to 6 minutes. What we're doing here is we're rendering it out, running the chicken out. We're creating the browning, but what we're really doing is we wanna just build the base, build the flavors, layering in your flavors, cooking the mirepoix at different times. It's gonna give you different textures, maybe a little bit more crunch on the carrots versus like the celery or the onion. It's gonna take your cooking to a completely different level, and people will notice. Trust me. Taste and textures, those are like the main things. This won't take long. We are starting to get some browning on some of them. I'm not looking to cook this chicken all the way through. I'm just looking to get a little bit of color, and then I'll pull them. Browning hard sear will help when we're braising the meat, because once you've cooked and browned that one side, when we braise it, it's gonna allow to hold on to those juices and just become more tender on the inside. Towards the end of the soup, we'll pull the chicken out. We'll chop up the chicken, put it back in. Boop. Ow. Oh, I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old. Whew. All right, these are ready to come out. Some good browning on both sides. We're gonna be left with all that delicious chicken fond at the bottom of this pot, which is exactly what we're looking for. These chickens are nowhere near being fully cooked. We know that. I'm gonna go in with the onions first. Most of the onion, in we go. Give that a good stir. I'm gonna go in with a little bit more oil. And I'm still just cooking on like a medium. We're gonna sweat those out. I'm gonna add a pinch of salt to help sweat out that onion. We're gonna go in with the garlic now because the onions are sweated down. We're cooking the garlic for maybe 30 seconds to a minute. We don't want to burn the garlic. We just want it to cook it down until it becomes fragrant and fills the room. I'm gonna go in with my thyme and my rosemary now. And I'm gonna go stems and all. Honestly, stems and all. Like, I'm not gonna waste my time picking these individuals. As these like based in the chicken stock, they'll start to peel away and then I can just pull out the actual sprigs or the stems. And then same for the rosemary too. Just like one little boop. We're going now. Our garlic, our rosemary, our thyme, our onions. Gonna go in with that celery and that carrot. And I'm really just looking to ground those carrots and that celery off. Not looking to sweat them down too much because I still want some texture in that carrot. I still want that carrot to have a good bite. The celery is gonna like dissipate and melt away as we're braising the actual liquid in here. I'm gonna go in with 2 bay leaves, dried bay leaves. Both of those missed. Try that again. Can we flutter them in? Nope. Nope. We gotta start it over here. Nope. Hey, we got 1. 2. Just edit that out and show me making it on the first try, okay? We are about ready. I'm gonna go in with some chicken stock. This is homemade chicken stock. You do not need to use homemade chicken stock. I would just, as I always preach on this channel, if you're buying chicken stock, make sure you're buying unsalted chicken stock or very low sodium. That way we can control the seasoning that's going into this soup. I'm aiming for about 4 cups. I'm gonna assume that this is like all of it. I'm gonna put about 4 cups of water as well. And I'm just gonna crank that up now to a high to bring this up to a boil. And then once it reaches a boil, I'm just gonna bring it right down to a simmer or to low and just simmer it away. And it doesn't have to go for long. The flavors are already there because we added that chicken in and took the time to sear it. We sweat out those onions. We layered in the carrots and the celery. We put the garlic in at a different time. So we've already built up those flavors. We don't have to let this sit for a long time. We're just looking for this liquid to get hot. I'm gonna bring this up to a boil. Once it comes up to a boil, I'm gonna put it right back down on low, tossing the chicken in there until it amalgamates and hangs out in the pool with the vegetables and stuff. Maybe like 10-15 minutes until that chicken's cooked through. I'll toss in my dumplings. We're boobling. I'm gonna put that right down to low. We're gonna add our chicken in. I'm gonna nestle those in there nice and cozy, nice and comfy. And I like to do the whole meat braising like this. Like I don't wanna cut this up and then put it in there, although that would be probably faster and more efficient because we're now gonna have to pull those out and cut them and put them back in. You end up with a tender, better product in the end. So I'm just gonna let those go on low. I'm gonna cover it, I'm gonna crack it like a cracked lid. And that's gonna go for like 10 to 15 minutes. Let's see how we're doing. Reduce down a little bit. Oh yeah, the chicken is nice and tendy. It's just like falling apart already. It smells so good in here. And look at this. Okay, we can take our stems out, chop this down really quickly. Little strips like this, and then right back in the soup she goes. It is so tender, it is insane, right? Because we took the time to sear it. We took the time to then braise it and play with our heat levels. I like a bigger, chunkier chicken, so that's why I kind of leave it bigger. You can go as fine, as small as you want. The cool thing is too, is I basically just showed you how to make a chicken noodle soup. If you want to add like pasta noodles to that, like little small pasta noodles, get our dumplings from the fridge. And what we're gonna do is just get a little bit of a spoonful, just scrape it off, and then just drop it in. You can make these as big or as small as you want. They are going to expand in the soup, so just be mindful. I always make way more dumplings than I should for how much soup I actually make. And I'm always just like cramming dumplings in here by the end of it. Turn it up on a medium, lit it for like 3 to 5 minutes just to help those dumplings along. Okay, we're there. I'm gonna take this off the heat. Our dumplings have expanded. Look at that, nice and fluffy and light, filled with soup. Just soaking up all that delicious flavor. This, you know, would be really good on this too, is just maybe finish it with like a green onion. Give some color. Just one single green onion, just finish it with color. Salt levels were good. Check the salt levels off the screen. You don't want to check the salt at the beginning and then add a bunch of salt because when it reduces down, it's gonna get saltier. So always check at the end. Oh man, this looks so good. Here we go. This is like melt in your mouth, delicious. This is so good. It just soaked up all that flavor from the chicken. Obviously the key here was that homemade chicken stock, but like just even leveling up those flavors, right? Using the chicken to sear, adding those vegetables at different times, the garlic, the thyme, the rosemary, all that's really shining through. Yeah, and then the chicken, so yummy. A little dumpy, just a little sprig of, little dollop of hot sauce. That is delicious. I hope you make this one. It's fast, it's simple, it's easy. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you made this. Let me know if you make something similar to this in your family. You know what would be so good with this? A little dunk of some biscuits. Biscuits, dumplings, soup.